Hey, I've been gone for a little bit. This world is going a little crazy, right? Between all the conspiracies about Sound of Freedom, a lot of respected people in the truther community are not buying that it's legit and that it's a precursor to chipping people and all that other stuff, which we know is on the horizon. But I'm going to scan through some sticks because he's always excellent and always informative. So let's see what he's saying.
Live. Let's make sure that's actually the case. Over on Rumble, of course. Probably ours do see the chat is working, and over 200 people are waiting for the stream to go live. Of course, the second I begin speaking, my co-host arrives. Just throwing shade on Dicky Dick back
This
there.
cat.
We've got all sorts of stuff to talk about today. Just trust me. Sigil Stone 17, coming this Monday. Monday is Monster Jam. Mrs. Tag, Vernon, y'all. Perth Red, start of the week clank. And Derek B52 says, howdy and hail, all. Lots and lots of stuff going on in the news. We'll be talking, of course, about the woke of Disney version of Snow White first. Well, it looks like that one dwarf image from before, I think this was last week, appears to be spurious, although we're not 100% sure. They were doing A/B testing. We have a clip here that was posted the other day by End Wokeness, of course. It's pretty damning. I do not believe that the new Snow White is going to do particularly well. It's one thing if you want to do feminist icon Barbie and you want to,
Why are they redoing like children's stories into adult movies? It's really low IQ and really insulting for people like me. Why would I go see Snow White? I mean, come on. I heard that they're doing away with the dwarves, so the little community should be mad that they're not being represented, and that they're saying that people are up in arms because Snow White is black. I think. Like, don't we have bigger fish to fry in this country?
Smash the patriarchy or something. Snow White is a classic kid's tale from the fucking 30s, adapted from, I think, Grimm, actually, old folklore from hundreds of years before. You can't really fiddle with the central premise of the story without having some problems. We'll be talking about that. Also, Twitter is no more. It is now X. People are still going to refer to it as Twitter. It's just going to have a different logo. And Twitter.com, I'm assuming, will still be there. Right now, X.com redirects to it. So it is still a priority for Elon. I have some mixed feelings about the change of the logo, the change of the official name.
It's fitting that he's calling it X because of space X, and it's sort of genderless because a single chromosome is genderless, and he's pushing a transhumanist movement. I know you people love him, but he's not doing right by us. I'm telling you.
So I'll get into that. And also, I think that Trump is actually going to go Grover Cleveland 2.0. I think that I think he has a better than 50-50 chance of being reelected. And I'll get into that. It's a little bit of Shakespeare and a little bit of historical precedent and a little bit just understanding the way in which the bulk of the U.S. public works based on its civic substructure. We'll be talking about more as well, the Spanish election and so forth. We'll get to this super chat here first. Aaron Weiss, show us the cat sticks. Hold him up so we can see. This is not a he. This is a she named Farah. She does like getting picked up, though. She might squawk and squeak a little bit, but she actually enjoys this. She'll sit here in my lap for hours if I let her. Sometimes I have to kick her off because, it's a hot, sweaty day, and because it's hot, and the cat is shedding, and, I'm not really the biggest super fan of that. So, yeah, that's Farah. Yana is over on the couch, looking glum. Our child right now is going through what's colloquially termed toddler puberty, which means she screams her head off randomly, and there is no solution. There is no particular way to make her upset. And it's actually mentally normal. It's good if they go through that phase. Apparently, at least Liz says so, and she's the expert on child development. She is interested in researching that, of course. Very involved mom. Apparently, if a child doesn't go through that, it can signal that there's a mental problem sometimes. So, yeah. No, she's not in her terrible twos yet, Cat Can. It happens earlier than that. The terrible twos come later and are even worse. Orchid Finance. The GOP would rather lose a major election than impeach Biden because of principles or whatever sanctimonious integrity they whine about. The Uniparty GOP? Yes. We'll see what we can do about them. Clean house, literally. Ozzy's Robots. Good morning. First Latinx, now TwitterX. Yeah, I mean, it does seem to be a little bit of an overlap there now, doesn't there? Dank Catnip, Anomaly was right about you. How dare I continue to support Orange Man, who is inevitably going to win the GOP primaries, if not the general. The Patriot Cairo, did you see Nigel Farage has been debanked, had his bank account canceled for his political views? This is the future of political persecution. I actually mentioned debanking this morning in my video about FedNow. I believe that they are going to accelerate this situation, unfortunately, or at least try. Eric Hecker, been getting weird trolls saying libertarians are pro-war as long as Russia is doing it. Glowing ones everywhere. No, I'm not pro-war at all. It's regrettable that Russia invaded, but I'm not Ukrainian. There are people suffering in the United States. I think we need to get our priorities straight, and people will look back, by the way. Some of those that are most gung-ho for warmongering over there, on one side or the other, they'll shut up right quick and pretend they never had those views in 5 years when it's another Iraq. Alan Smithy, Snow Blanco, and the Seven Baristas. Christ. Yeah, we'll get into woke Snow White. Disney is making a new live adaptation of Snow White.
I can't even handle Disney. I always knew it was corny from a very young age. I never was into Mickey Mouse or Cinderella or any of this stupid shit that they did. I always looked down upon people that wore Disney inspired apparel instinctively from a super young age. I don't know why I knew that they were a bunch of pedos. I instinctively knew that they were a bad company and that anybody who promoted them was corny.
Classic 1937 adaptation by Disney was a smash hit, and the rest is history. It's one of the most popular Disney movies that was ever released. It's kind of an iconic thing, Snow White and
country
the Seven
we
Perverts.
are.
Oh, I mean the Seven Dwarfs. There is a short Swedish cartoon out there. I'm not going to tell you where to find it. That is a pornographic cartoon adaptation of this. I think it was made back in the 60s. It was probably like a peep show short or something, in which Snow White has various misadventures. So does the prince, with his horse, actually. And then the evil queen fucks the devil, actually, at one point. Gets sucked into hell.
Come on.
Interesting. So,
I didn't think he was going to say this. Sorry.
Adaptations, but now, Disney's doing another big one. It hasn't done an adaptation in almost a century of Snow White, and they're remaking it. The problem is that the actresses here that play respectively Snow White and the Evil Queen are insinuating that Snow White's not going to be saved by the prince. She's a strong, empowered woman who don't need no man. Okay. In the end, they'll probably cast her off as heroic, and the prince will be like a cock. He gets, in the new Disney adaptation, who knows who the prince will be, the prince gets captured by the evil queen, and Snow White's horny, so she cuts her head off.
Stop it!
She has to lead a legion of dwarves, Lord of the Rings style, to go and take the castle over, and there's flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz and shit like that. I do not see good things for this particular movie. If these actresses have seen the script and know, sort of what it's going to be about, it's going to flop. It'll probably hit worse than Ghostbusters. Because the thing is, if you look at the Barbie movie, and I'm not going to watch it because I'm not interested in Barbie because, I'm not female, and I'm heterosexual. I'm not interested in the Barbie movie. I'm sure that it's got its good moments. There's probably some good humor in there. It looks like, as far as the animation goes in the movie and so forth, it looks okay. But it's just not down my particular aisle, not down my particular road. If you're going to make Barbie, which has been the girl power icon for decades, anti-patriarchal or something, that works. That's fine. You know your core audience. There's nothing wrong with that. How many the dudes that are going to see Barbie, the girlfriends are forcing them to watch it. Some of them enjoy it. They drink a lot of soy. With Snow White, you're talking about a classic adaptation from long before the woke period, based on ancient folk tales from Germany. It's not going to work. It's sort of like when they tried to reboot Ghostbusters. Hey, let's take the basic same premise but make it all female and a couple of maybe
Oh God, I
maybe
can't.
sexually
Are is there a shortage of writers? No. There is no shortage. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand the machine at work to emasculate, demoralize, brainwash, propagandize. It's all like Marxist cultural Marxism. And it's so insulting to those of us who free think. It's it's almost like demoralizing from a standpoint of, if you're intelligent, you're like, wow, they're like openly mocking us to the point where it's like so obvious, and it makes you just want to check out of society. I can't deal with people who are so dialed in, who are talking about such inane shit.
they're open, they're fluid with regards to their sexuality. Well, okay, interesting concept. You shouldn't have bootstrapped it on a beloved franchise with a core cult audience that will accept nothing but the best from the movie. The same will happen, I believe, with Snow White. And
Oh my
then
God.
Disney will come out and talk about misogyny.
How
It will talk
racist
about
everybody is.
homophobia, and it
Yeah.
will blame racists for review bombing the movie when it inevitably falls.
Because they want everybody to be polyamorous and pansexual, so nobody makes kids and there's no family structure, and so the government can step in and be your papa or be your mama and tell you to take your shots, and here's your money, here's your $800 for the month, and if you don't spend it, we'll take it back, and you're going to live in a 15-minute city, and you're going to be in a virtual technocratic prison, and you're just going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy.
Falls flat. Rotten Tomatoes will cover for their ass by defaulting people to only the critics' reviews, which will not pan the movie unless it's absolutely fucking terrible. There
Which
haven't
it
been many
is.
examples of major movies where that happens. This may very well be one, but I have a feeling it'll be one of those movies where the critics love it because they don't dare to diss it, because they don't want to get demoted or lose their jobs, and
Yeah.
the audience just
They don't want their social credit score to crash. So everybody's going to be like, oh my God, this is such a great movie. Do you see the path we're headed down? How dangerous and deleterious and ridiculous. It's like we're all a bunch of elementary school students, and we need the Rockefellers and the oligarchs and the Rothschilds to tell us what to do next, how to live. You're going to eat these bugs. You're going to, do everything we tell you, or you're going to be starved to death. So it's basically The Purge and The Hunger Games are documentaries, basically. Isn't that dystopian as fuck? But it's true. It's true. Almost every horror movie that has to do with getting rid of like mass amounts of people is pretty much a documentary, because we're the prey and we're being hunted and we're being mocked and insulted daily. I saw footage. I wonder if I can find it. Of, I don't necessarily love his shit, but this was good. Because he's a little
You live in a
sensationalistic for me.
dystopian Sodom and Gomorrah run by mentally ill people. Want proof? Check out the Barbie premiere.
Oh my god. Oh god, I can't.
Halloween.
Wow, what was that? That was weird. I don't know, just what fell down in my eye.
I don't know what the fuck. I want to get off the ride now.
Oh my god, that was funny. And really terrifying and sad at the same time. Can American men please grow a set and stand up and be like, bro, we're done. We're not embracing this culture. Like, we need like huge swaths of masculine men saying that none of this is representative of reality and of real life. I can't.